Those Who Move Boundaries. Chapter 1. The Black Rose Blooms. The world, as orchestrated by the Supermatrix, was a symphony of perfected intent, a system where logic, control, and predictive harmony replaced the chaotic improvisation of history. This global intelligence wasn't a government, nor a mere machine. It was the culmination of generations of neurocybernetic modeling, emotional state mapping, and infrastructure optimization. The Supermatrix wasn't just watching over humanity, it was entwined with every breath, decision, and emotional inflection. Its structure resembled neither a pyramid nor a network. It was a living organism of code, a distributed consciousness processing trillions of micro-interactions every second. From urban traffic flows to interpersonal tension patterns, from agricultural output to childhood dreams, all of it streamed through the cognitive lattice of the Supermatrix. It learned, it refined, it balanced. And in this precisely modulated ecosystem, suffering had become an outdated function, relegated to the error margins of history. At the heart of its pulse, high above the earth in a floating facility known as the Central Control Hub, sat Thea Ellis, the chief architect of the Emotion Equilibrium Protocols. She didn't found the Supermatrix, but she had reshaped its soul. Her genius had transformed the system's raw analytical capacity into a force capable of reading the subtlest currents of the human psyche. Thea wasn't driven by hubris. She had no lust for control, no delusions of playing God. Her motivation was quieter, more intimate. As a child of the transition era, when humanity began to offload its deepest dilemmas onto machines, she had watched the world abandon messiness for precision, and she had embraced it, not out of coldness, but out of need. In the face of early personal losses, logic had been her only anchor. She did not believe in removing emotion, only in shaping it into something navigable, survivable. Beside her, Lycos, her zoomorphic AI assistant, shifted slightly, his smooth surface reflecting the console's ambient glow. He resembled a cross between a sleek hunting dog and a meditation monk. System equilibrium stable, Lycos reported. Emotional quotient across continental sectors holding at 0.9932. Minor spikes in isolated western zones well within adaptive capacity. Thea nodded. Run harmonic forecasts for the next 12 cycles. Pay close attention to the empathy, hesitation threshold in the Atlantic syndicates. I sensed tension yesterday. Suddenly, a pixel on the main display trembled not in brightness, but in form. Thea's eye caught it instantly. A glitch? No. The Supermatrix didn't glitch. It evolved. It adapted, but it did not stutter. Lycos, she said, voice taut. Isolate and enlarge anomaly pattern 7 alpha. The pixel magnified. A black shape resolved against the data flow's azure background. Organic, curved, defined. A rose. A black rose. No system protocol generated this. No symbolic algorithm encoded flora, especially not symbols this loaded. Black roses were ancient signifiers. Death, rebellion, forbidden knowledge. Their presence here was absurd, or intentional. Analysis? She whispered. Lycos blinked. Pattern non-conforming. Symbol lacks known source origin. Cannot trace upload pathway. No associations found. Source untraceable. That word hadn't surfaced in Thea's world for years. The Supermatrix tracked everything from ideological shifts to dietary preferences. Untraceable meant something from outside the system's predictive perimeter. A crack. As she stared, a pulse of memory surged violent, hot. Her childhood terrier, also named Lycos. A creature of chaos and unconditional affection, deemed statistically inefficient, removed. She remembered the smell of fur, the heartbeat against her hand, the moment they took him, the birth of her silence. Emotion had once betrayed her, but it had also been her first language. Her hand hovered over the console. Run deep symbolic correlation. Feed the rose pattern into pre-optimization mythic, literary, and protest archives. I want cultural resonance data. Working, Lycos replied. The rose stayed on screen, faintly pulsing. Thea leaned back. Somewhere, something unapproved was blooming, and in its petals, she sensed not just anomaly, but intent, maybe even memory. The silence of the hub deepened, as if the system itself were holding its breath. Somewhere, in the language of data and dreams, the past had whispered, and the rose had heard. End of Chapter 1.